Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Beg Brigade. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday night. Yeah, sorry, it was a little lopsided. Still lopsided. Well, I guess it's just gonna be lopsided. It's lopsided for me. It might not be lopsided on your end, okay? I hope it's not anyway. Like and subscribe. You see my sign back there, right? Also, since we're in the first minute of the video, if you could hit the like button, give the thumb up button some love, that'd be great. I seriously lack in that department. So if you could just hit the thumbs up either on your way in or on your way out when you're finished watching, listening to me while you crochet, whatever the case may be. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you haven't and you're interested in seeing more. That'd be great too. Well, I finally got excused from jury duty. I only had to have a kidney stone attack to do it. Anyway, yeah, I went up there this morning because when I called that their little hotline that's supposed to give you directions on what you're supposed to do the following day, and it just kept saying that I was a serving jury member. It didn't even tell me what time to be there. So I just showed up for 9 o'clock, and I had my letter from the ER, and I found the lady that took roll call Monday, and I said, hey, I think you're the lady I need to talk to. I said I had to leave yesterday because of kidney stone attack. I went to the ER. I got a note, and she said, well, just wait here for me. I got to go talk to the bailiff. And so I waited where she told me to wait, and she came back. She looked at the note. She said, can I keep this? I said, yes. And she said, I'll get you excused. This works. This takes care of it. And I said, thank you very much. On my way back to the car, because see, I didn't know if that would actually work. So I actually I packed bottles of water from the fridge. I packed some snack crackers. I don't have any in here. I ate them with Theodore a while ago. I ate some with Theodore a while ago. Not the ones I took this morning, but some. But I was like, I didn't, because it made my purse, my big purse, heavy on the way back to the van where I parked the van. And there just happened to be a homeless gentleman with all his belongings packed into a backpack sitting on a park bench, on a bench in front, on the back side of the courthouse where I went in at. And he just happened to be there, and I said, well, I don't need this stuff. I'm not going to need it today. So I gave my 2 bottles of water and my 2 packets of crackers to that gentleman, because today was predicted to be in the triple digits. And my throat decided to close up right then and there. Anyway, so I carried a lighter purse to the car with minus my 2 bottles of water and 2 packs of crackers, and felt a little better about myself. If that makes sense. But that way he can be a little cooler the rest of the day, hopefully, and stay in the shade. But anyway, so I left, came home, and well, I went to Walmart because I had to drop off my prescriptions from the pharmacy, to the pharmacy that I gotten from the ER yesterday. It gave me 2 different kinds of pain medicine and an antibiotic. Mainly I wanted the antibiotic, but I went ahead and took the pain medicine in case the pain, got unbearable again. I would, have something to take, to keep me until I could get into a urologist, which at this point, I really don't see a need to go to a urologist because the kidney stone has not yet dropped out of my kidney. There's really nothing to be done. It's a small kidney stone. It's only 4 millimeters. So it's logical to me that I can actually pass this one. And it's not dropped out of the kidney yet. Urologists, they don't typically do anything for you unless it's already dropped out of the kidney and into the area. So I don't see a need to rush to a urologist for that, to just be told the same information that I already know. And I have to pay a copay every time I go see a specialist, so I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to just take the antibiotic to make sure that if I do have an infection, that is cleared up. I don't think, if I have one, it's not a severe one, because I don't have the symptoms that I normally would have if I had a really bad infection. I just had that very intense pain while in the courtroom that let me know that that stone was on the move. It's on the move, but it's intermittent. So my pain is not real bad. It hasn't been that intense again since then. So, but I have been drinking a lot of fluids, lots of water. So hopefully that'll, if it does end up dropping out, then the keeping my bladder full will help pass it. So there's that. We did have our home visit with Johnny today, and that went fairly well. Johnny didn't talk much to her. He kept looking at me and letting me answer the questions. And even though I prodded him, a few times to answer questions, but he kept deferring to me. Johnny is very introverted. I don't know, some of you that watched, he did a video with me in May, and he did a live with me in May, and he just kind of sat there and, hey, thank you, and that sort of thing. He's not a big talker. You really have to poke him and get him to talk, because he's very introverted. So I'm hoping that with this day program that we're hoping to get him into, that will get him out of his shell. So she asked him how many days he wanted to go, and he agreed to 3. He said that, he felt like 5 would be too many right away, so he wanted to go to 3. She asked him what kind of goals he had, and she named off a few things, and he agreed he wanted to learn how to drive, and which would be a big help, actually, because he can function pretty well. I mean, when we go to the grocery store, typically I will go one direction, he'll go to another, and he'll go get what he knows we need, and I'll in the grocery section, and I'll go get what we need from other parts of the store, and then we hook back up and finish. And so he's very capable that way, but he doesn't speak to anyone. And then he's very organized in the way we put things on the conveyor belt to get checked out, and he doesn't move very fast to do that. Ergo, why the woman jumped in front of us last time. So, but I'm hoping that this day program will bring him out of his shell. Maybe he'll make a friend or two. That's the hope, and get him to the point where when I get too old to when I get to the point where I need a nursing home or assisted living or something like that, that he can be then going into his own apartment or something. You know what I mean? I just want to get him, started on this kind of setup, get him in the system to where in 20 or 30 years, whatever the case may be, when he needs more, that will be available to him because he's already in the system. So that's why I wanted to do this, because I didn't want to wait till late, like until he's 30 or some crazy thing like that. I wanted to do it while he's, now, see, my throat's just doing weird things. Allergies, I think. I think that pecan tree is letting off something outside. But anyway, so that's how that went today. And apparently she had to get a form that I turned in at the other office when I turned in a bunch of stuff a month or so ago, when I took a bunch of stuff to another office, that then sent me to this office, and the ping pong thing that they've been doing to me for months. Apparently the form that we had the doctor fill out, she needed that, and she had to get it from the other office, and somehow I didn't get Johnny to sign it, or I thought I had Johnny sign it, but she's saying that it didn't get signed, and that we had to go back and go to their office in the morning at 11 and have Johnny sign the form from the doctor that we had the doctor fill out. So I guess once they get that, then they'll get the ball rolling, and we'll find out things from the mail. But she's got my email, and she'll keep me up to date on how his application and all that is processing. So we're making progress. It's just very slow, but hopefully sometime this year. I'm just going to put that kind of time frame on it, because every time I think that we've made progress and that we're getting closer to him actually going to somewhere to do something, then they throw me another curveball, and I have another stack of papers to fill out, and another interview or another something to have to do. So I'm just going to shoot for by the end of the year, because I don't want to get my hopes up that it's going to happen any sooner than that, because this has been a roller coaster. But anyhow, so that's where we are. And of course I go see my mental health doctor tomorrow afternoon, but I figure maybe me and Johnny will go to lunch tomorrow or something after we go do that signing of papers, and then I'll drop him back off here, and then I'll go to my appointment. But I was looking at Instagram this evening, or this afternoon I guess, and I come across, I don't know how many of y'all have seen this channel, but she has a channel, a YouTube channel, and she also has Instagram. I follow her on both. She's absolutely fantastic with the wearables. She makes the most colorful and beautiful little wearables. Her name is Kelly, and her channel is called Craft and a Cuppa. And I have used her tutorials for the hexie cardigans, and the solid stitch one, and the granny stitch one as well. She has some very good tutorial tips and tricks that she does that I've incorporated in my experience and found extremely helpful. But she's made, on Instagram, she's made a series of summer tops, and she come across one today. I'm going to link it in the description, her little Instagram reel where she shows this new little top that she's made, and it's inspired me big time. It was one of those moments. Now I'm still going to make the boho top, but this is a quick make that that it had me reaching for my hook and some cotton yarn, let me tell you. So I'm still, I did some measurements after I made these two, and now I got to go put another round on them after I measured it, because I'm going by bust size, because that's how most of these fitted tops are usually done. But they use this 5-pointed, I know it's not called a square, but I can't, I know Amy said what it was called, but it's a 5-pointed granny square type deal. Instead of a hexagon, it's 5 points instead of 6. So you just this is the shape here, and when she does it, she puts these two here together like this, and then there's 2 more little squares. There's a regular 2 granny squares on the bottom, and then she does 4 granny squares on the back, and then she puts some straps for the shoulders, and voila, top. So I was like, I'm making one of them, or 2 or 3. Now mine is going to be different. Now this one I'm doing in mostly solid colors, because I've been last year I promised Will's girlfriend a summer top, and I never delivered, and I feel really bad about that. So this might be for her if she likes it. I don't know if she'll like it or not. But when I showed her this dark blue, I love this cotton last year, she liked the dark blue. But her favorite, she likes dark colors. She doesn't like bright colors. So this is let's just say dark denim is what it says. It says that's the color, and I'm using I love this cotton. And let's see, this is 180 yards. Now one of these almost got me these two. These are 9 rounds each, and I used this recommends a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. I used a 5 millimeter crochet hook, and I did not chain between clusters. I just wanted a tighter look. Now I didn't notice if Kelly was chaining between clusters and hers. She did it so quick I didn't really notice if she did or not. She probably did for a more lacier look. I wanted a tighter look. So mine is not going to be exactly like hers. Mine is going to be basically inspired by hers. Now because I am taking inspiration from another content creator and another top designer, I'm not going to do a tutorial, because to me that would be tantamount to stealing. So I'm not going to do that, and that's why I'm mentioning her. That's why I'm going to link her Instagram post showing the top she made and her channel, so that I can give her the proper credit for inspiring me to make this particular top, which is inspired by her top, which I'm going to be putting my own spin on, of course, because when I measured this, it was because the way I'm doing it is the way I've seen other tutorials and other people do fitted tops like this. Is I'm going by bust size, and so I took my bust size and I divided it by 4, and I wanted each of these squares to be 12 inches across. Okay, and I thought they were until I connected them with these stitch markers and laid them flat, and then I realized I was an inch off. So I got to go back and put another round on each of these, and then I should be there. Now, because I'm gonna somewhat make it fit me, because I don't have Will's girlfriend here. I'm just gonna have to, because she and I are as far as from in this area here, we're pretty much the same size. But she's like 5'9" and I'm 5'4". But here around our chest area and shoulder area, we're really close in size. So she's really like an Amazon woman, so to speak. But she's a beautiful young woman, long dark curly hair, beautiful. But she's, a tall, statuesque type young woman. And so I think it's, if I'd stuck down from the waist down, she's slimmer than me. But from the waist up, just the part that the way that this particular top fits, I think it'll work. If I make it to fit me, I think it should fit her. It'll just be like a crop top for her, which is fine, because that's kind of what she wanted anyway. So but me and the besties, Amy and Eva, we were talking, and now I think Will's lady friend is a little fuller in the area than me. So I'm gonna have to. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is here on the sides, like this would be under the armpit area. I think I'm gonna add some granny stitch rows right here on each side. Before I seam up because you're going to do like the way that it's constructed is she uses this as the front, and she adds 2 regular square granny squares on the right under these, and then she does a panel on the back of 4 granny squares. Okay, so in order to get this to comfortably fit and to handle everything and make sure it's comfortable but fitted, but comfortably fitted, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm thinking, for that best fit, just go along this little side here and attach my yarn and do maybe three rows here on each side of my panel, of my front panel, and then measure it and see where I'm at and see if I want to do it on both panels or just this front panel. But I want to give her some positive ease and myself some positive ease. I'm probably going to make it a little looser for me because, well, let's face it, I'm 50. She's in her 30s and I'm 50. So she might like a little more fitted than me. But I like my stuff a little looser fitting. So I'm going to make it a little looser fitting on myself. And if I feel pretty confident that if I make it a little looser fitting on myself, then it should fit her just fine. So that's the thought process behind that. But yeah, I put it over there. I got I love this yarn in black, and I'm gonna do one more row in black around each of these, and then I will do the same amount of rows on each of the regular squares so that I get the proper inches and everything measures up, and when I go to sewing things together that it should match up perfectly. So that's that thought process. And like I said, I'm going to link the Instagram post showing this lovely top that she made up. It looks like in an afternoon because she's a tiny little bitty thing. So she's a very small young lady, so hers is probably in an extra small or something, whereas me and Will's lady needs something a little bit more. But I made some progress on Llama Mama Kayla's. I think I'm really close to this back panel being done. Let me see where I'm at. I'm right here. I got to tuck some more ends in, of course. But yeah, I think this is just about there. I got to get the shirt that I'm using for sizing, but you can see here that it's shoulder to shoulder for me. But I want to get the shirt that I'm using for sizing and make sure. But I think I need to go and put another solid, because this is the variegated. I'm going to end it with a solid color, but I only need a couple of rounds, because you notice I'm only doing this, you know, so many rounds for the solid colors and so many rounds for the variegated. And I sent her a picture of the progress and she liked it, so we're good. But I am going to do the next color after this is turquoise, so I'm going to end on turquoise on the back panel. And I know it's not going to match. That's okay, because Kayla likes things that don't match, so we're good. Before somebody says something, I know that it's okay. She's good with that. If you ever notice the things she makes, she doesn't, you know, she's not always concerned with matchy. So she likes things to kind of flow naturally. Well, the natural flow of these colors means my next color is turquoise. So that's where we're going to end on the back panel. And then I will chain, I believe it was 96, and make my 2 front panels, you know, to go. And then of course I have to do all my connecting. But she's going to have Big Daddy measure her arm from her shoulder to her wrist, so that when I get all the panels sewn together and make my neck hole, that when I go to crocheting in the round for her sleeves, that I make her sleeves long enough. So it's a very simple design, but at the same time she'll get some very nice texture, and when the cold weather comes, she can put this on and feel warm and colorful. Now, I hadn't worked on Will's blanket, but I did put some work in on this, so there's that. And I hadn't gotten back to this pretty little thing here. Life has been kind of in the way, but that's my life in general. That's, you know, our vlog update as far as jury duty is over with. I called and verified that, so my obligation to jury duty is over with for this time. When I see my mental health doctor tomorrow, I'm going to ask her to write me a letter. So in the inevitability that they do it to me again, I will have a letter ready to send them with their jury questionnaire that they always send. They always send this questionnaire. And so I just want to have a letter in, you know, in my file, that in my, you know, own hand, for the inevitability that they do this to me again. And that I could send that letter and, you know, do it properly. I really had not planned to opt out of jury duty by going to the ER. That was not my method of doing it. That was not my plan. It's just the way it ended up. But am I glad to be out of it? Absolutely. I'm very relieved. As they say, the Lord moves in mysterious ways. Now, I actually already knew about the kidney stone in my right kidney, but it hadn't been bothering me. And and more times than not over the past 20 years that I've had kidney stones, most of my trouble has been on the left side. So I knew they had told me that there was a kidney stone in my right kidney, but they weren't concerned about it because it didn't appear to be moving. And they weren't going to address it because it was just in the kidney and it hadn't dropped. So I knew about it, but it wouldn't give me any trouble, so there was no reason to be alarmed about it until it started moving. And that's been typical for the right side. It doesn't you know, it's pretty rare for me to have an issue with the right side for kidney stones. Usually I'll have them in the right side, but they don't bother me as much as the left. So I'll just have to play this one by ear until it drops out of the kidney, and then I'll just drink water, and hopefully be able to flush it out and pass it, because it's small. So much smaller than the last few that I've had. But if I can't pass it, or if it gets into a blocked situation, then I'll just cross that bridge when it comes to it, and I'll pray my way through it, as always. And I sincerely, greatly appreciate all the prayers that y'all sent my way, all the comments, lovely, supportive comments. I really appreciate that very much. It does mean the world to me that y'all do that. And all the prayers are much appreciated. And obviously they work. So with that, I will close. And I thank y'all so much for watching. And please remember that I love you and so does Jesus. And please don't forget to adopt, don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting for you at the shelter or the rescue. And I will see y'all later. Bye.